This episode of Super Legit brought to you by Dreams Wasn't a Cover, an Arrested Development reference, and your grandparents' attic. All right, welcome to the Super Legit podcast. We've got our cast back here yet again this week. Yes, Allie was pantomiming the sounds that Josh just made for us. This is called teamwork. I love it. Allie is still. This is what I'm going to do through the whole podcast. I'm just going to describe the videos I'm watching of my teammates who are all sitting at home on Zoom, making various effects with their bodies. So let me introduce who we've got here real quick and ask them a few questions to set them up. Stephen C. James is with us. Stephen C. James, if 1 is the loneliest number, it takes 2 to tango, and 3 is a crowd. What is former child star Mara Wilson doing these days?
Oh, actually, this is hilarious because I actually know her. Last time we saw each other, it was at a Rhett Miller show. She's a friend of one of my son's preschool parents, so she and I have become friendly. She and the awesome rainbow sweater she had at this birthday party are the reason I made this big swing last Christmas, and I got my wife all rainbow stuff. I got my wife this awesome rainbow hoodie and this rainbow dress and various other rainbow things, and I've since learned that it's now a safe bet to do that. And also, she is doing voice work. She plays the old woman who lives in the faceless old woman who lives in your home on all of the podcasts by Night Vale, all the Night Vale podcasts. Oh, so yeah, and she has a book. Cool. Her book's really good. It does a lot of stuff, talks about anxiety a lot, which was very comforting for me. Wow, I had no idea that was going to be such a tee-up. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah. The audience is seriously going to think that I purposefully threw you that softball, knowing that you had that information. I had no idea. I just figured if anyone would be the right person to ask that random question to, it was going to be you.
I think the audience is probably going to think you just made all that up.
No, totally true.
And I wouldn't know either way. All right, well, and that voice just now, Michael Hyman. Michael Hyman, are you going to go my way?
No. That's a big negatory.
Okay. All right. Okay. What crushes me for the week?
Good.
But I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
I'm going to move forward.
Carry that shame with you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This is a hard moment for me, for the listeners, because it hurts. It hurts. But we'll get through. Allie Marr.
Hi.
You're alone in a dark room. There are no doors, no windows, and only a mobile phone with no data. How will you get your weed delivered?
I don't smoke weed. I'm like the only person in Santa Monica who doesn't smoke weed. I don't like it. I'm ADHD. I think I might have shared this on previous episodes, but it doesn't do well for me. Like my body, like anything, any stimulant, like I'm like, I'll have 4 cups of coffee and read a book and go to sleep. That's fine. But if I smoke weed, I am like, I don't feel anything. And then a second later, I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. It just never had the same reaction. Like everyone likes it. It's social for them. I dislike it. And I've tried so much. I've tried so many times because I've always dated male comedians who tend to smoke a lot of weed. So like every new male comedian boyfriend, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn to be a stoner babe, and like it never works, and like this one's like try sativa, and this one's like try edibles, and like it just I've tried to be a stoner so bad, and I wouldn't. If I was alone in a dark room with no windows or doors, I'd wonder how I just sit there wondering how I got there, probably.
Interesting.
I wouldn't call.
Yeah, see, this is a perfect example of how I definitely didn't set up the questions perfectly for the right person. Because Allie is, although the answer is fantastic, so I still wouldn't change a thing. Josh Spence.
Hey-o.
Josh Spence, what's something from childhood that you always wanted but never got?
Okay. Do you guys remember Super Soakers?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
I never had the name brand Super Soaker. It was never a Super Soaker trademark. It was like, you'll get wet a lot, copyright. It was just it was horrible. And like, you know, I always felt like I was kind of on the wrong side of history on a lot of this stuff. Like, we were like a Betamax family. We got Sega Genesis when Nintendo was all the rage. Sega Saturn versus PlayStation. And I wanted this Super Soaker, and it was, you know, the one that holds like 3.5 gallons. I got like these two. My dad was like, "Yeah, but they look like two like 9mm type water guns," and he was like, "Yeah, but you get two of them. You get two instead of one." I was like, "Okay, great." So I'm gonna get in this water fight, and like first shot, the trigger blows out, and all the water leaks, and yeah, and then everybody was like, "Get him!" and I was kids, man.
Were you at camp in the 80s? Because that's what this sounds like.
I was, and yeah, Bill Murray was one of the camp counselors, and
how many pairs of panties did you steal?
I don't know, but there's a lot of meatballs around, so like,
yeah,
Super Soakers. Thanks a lot, Jett.
I like trying to come up with the off-brand names for the Super Soakers that you got, like Adequate Douser, Good Drencher,
Moderate Moisture.
Your suggestion of "You'll Get Wet a Lot" was the working title for WAP.
You're so proud of that. For everyone listening, Jett is smiling so big right now.
Yeah, it's great. And by the time they hear this episode, that phenomenon will be dead.
The just to further again describe it, the smile that Jett Kaufman had was like if he was holding like a royal flush the whole time in a Texas Hold'em game, and he just let all of us bet the farm, and he kept just slow checking. It was like the final scene in freaking Rounders.
Yep.
Check, and then just, "I can beat you all night, super legit."
It's a check raise. You want to check
It was
raise.
also a smile akin to when he said WAP as if he actually said wet ass pussy.
Yeah.
And he was very proud of the fact that he said pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
It's better than the Ben Shapiro wet ass P word. Although that's really my favorite remix of the song is Ben Shapiro's wet ass P word. It's a fantastic remix.
God.
I also like that we were talking about how awesome and deep Chris's voice is, and when he says pussy, it's like the most authoritative
I got wet.
use of
I
the
got
word
wet.
pussy.
Yeah.
It sounds almost like clinical. It's like, this is your pussy.
Yes, it sounds like if they were doing a prescription ad, like on a commercial break of Wheel of Fortune. It's just like, do you have an issue?
Do
with
you
your pussy?
have an itchy pussy?
Have you tried Vagiscrub?
Oh my! It's funny because Chris Sanders, I was about to introduce you, and that was going to be my question to you: is do you have a itchy pussy?
Daily.
I'm so glad we're talking about this. I can't wait till today's ad read comes up. It's gonna be wonderful.
I feel like we definitely just had a premature little ad break there.
Oh,
I mean, I know you can only see me from the waist up, but my legs are crossed so tight right now.
yes.
Oh my God.
It's funny because in the Army that was often a an insult, obviously, because I was infantry, so it's all men, so it was a common insult to refer to when someone was kind of sucking or not pulling their weight of you got sand in your vagina, you fucking pussy itch, you little shit.
We're men, right?
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable, so it's a great analogy.
Yeah, anytime I see say some sexy nude photo of a woman on a beach, I'm like, how is she keeping the sand out of there? Like, I'm freaked out for her. Like, I am really concerned for her.
As a woman, I'm actually really glad to hear someone say that, because that's probably what we're thinking too, you know? And like, we're supposed to be like so sexy in these moments. It's like, when I watch these shows where they're like, oh, we're sexy camping for like 3 days straight, I'm like, do you know how bad they smell? Or even like any period piece, like any medieval times,
Or
like anything
a literal
before.
period piece.
You guys are ruining like 3/4 of my spank material right now. Just like decimating.
You ever had sex while camping?
Yes.
It's fucking intense.
Ridiculous.
And that was
Shame
just
on you.
delivered. Like, I
Shame
know
on
that
you.
joke. I didn't see it coming.
It's such a great joke.
And it was so smooth.
Yeah.
Like, I started to react to it. Like, yeah, I agree with you. It is real. Oh, fuck.
I didn't even get it was a joke until I really looked at Sanders' face and saw his "I told a joke" face, and then I had to think about it.
Well, you know what? To loop back to what Sanders said about like pussy being an insult, like have you ever seen like women's gymnastics and they're just fucking throwing their crotch like against that rope and doing flips on it and all that stuff?
Yes.
And if a guy hit that one time, it would be the only story he told for the rest of his life. Like, scrotums are far more fragile.
It's literally the most resilient body part that exists. Like, the abuse it can take and bounce right back is ridiculous.
Pushed out of it.
Yeah.
Right? And then it just snaps back into place like some fucking like
I don't know if it snaps right back. And I mean, good for your wife if that's the situation you guys are having over there, because I've heard some fucking horror stories. So good on her. Congratulations to you both.
Here's what scares me. Here's what keeps me up at night is 1998 TLC released No Scrubs, and in 1999 some other band came up with No Pigeons. Mm-hmm. So here we are with Wet Ass Pussy.
Yeah.
What's the response song and video going to be?
I think after Cardi B has a kid, she'll make Snapback Pussy.
Yeah. That's a great one. I would rock that.
Or Clapback Pussy.
I'm surprised Cardi B didn't already make that song.
The Clapback Pussy.
Is that the Weird Al cover?
Yeah, the Clapback Pussy.
Oh,
yes.
Well, my wife on Facebook, somebody was like, I decided to make the Kids Bop version of that song, and it's the whole thing, but she just pops in every once in a while and goes, waffles and pancakes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the music video goes with the lyric "wet and gushy."
Yeah,
which is really
way
hard
worse.
for me. Like I had to stop watching the music video, not because the music video itself bothered me, but that lyric made no grammatical sense, and it was just driving me nuts. And I finally had to turn it off and switch to the audio only version with the correct lyrics. Then it actually worked.
I was getting a little bit infuriated as well when the day it dropped, when I was trying to find the music video online, and I kept I ran into was the wet and gushy, and I refused to indulge.
On principle,
on principle. Like I want the organic, original, real.
The Colonel Sanders original recipe. Filthy.
Yeah,
filthy
I don't want the adequate drencher. I want the wet ass pussy.
Fuck You and Forget You both have music videos. They have a version of it for each. Like most of the time when there is a radio edit, radio censored version, they have music videos for both versions. So I was really disappointed they didn't have that.
I'm just deeply disappointed that Forget You exists.
Yeah.
I just wanted that to stand on its own and be like, yeah, the song's Fuck You. It's always going to be Fuck You. You don't get this. But of course, capitalism, they had to have a clean version.
Well, but it does work in positive ways with the Black Eyed Peas smash hit Let's Get.
It started.
Yeah,
yes.
It started.
But that's because there was pushback on the original.
I don't know the original.
He didn't make Forget You because
Let's Get Our Word in here.
But they didn't say our word.
They did not say our word.
They said
that's the only thing that would have made that Black Eyed Peas song clunkier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
and this was really the tipping point of when it was like, hey guys,
word in the chat. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh wow! This is like in recent history too.
Wow.
Developmental disabilities.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just going to type it just to.
I got
it.
And just for the listeners at home, she just made the same face again as when Chris Sanders said intense. Just so you know.
I finally got it. I don't know. Okay, I'm a little. We went to the beach
this
today.
is how
I got
people
some
with
color,
ADHD register things. Yeah.
I also got too much
like the
sun
joke
today.
flies past, and then 10 seconds later, like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I either get something first in the room or last in the room, but I'm never in the middle of the pack.
My ego took a hit watching the first version because it kept saying wet and gushy, and I was like, WAP? That acronym doesn't even work. Ugh, I hope someone got fired for that one. Idiot.
I've been listening to it on the treadmill, that and Savage. I'm like, yeah, and I don't know all the words, but I make them up, and I'm pretty sure there's a part that says Tucci, and that's my husband's last name, so I like that part a lot, but like But like, I tend to try to put myself in situations when I hear about them, like, empathy and compassion. And it's not really comfortable to have a wet ass pussy, to be honest. Like, unless you're about to have sex, like, then it serves a purpose. But like, if you just have one and you're like walking around in the world, it's not.
Yeah, it's like macaroni in a pot. Yeah, it's not comfortable.
Yeah, like
Macaroni in a pot?
Yeah.
There's no.
That's the
point to
lyric.
it.
That's the lyric from the song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the lyric from the song.
That's
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, it's sort of. I guess it's the equivalent of like when you're going through puberty for a guy and you just get erections in
Yes,
everyday life.
only when we're going through puberty. Doesn't ever happen any other times.
But I mean, like,
Yeah, no, it is physically very uncomfortable to just be
It's
walking
not-
around in public.
So
erect.
like I first started listening, and I'm like, yeah, this wet ass pussy, woo, yeah. And then like I start overthinking the lyrics, and by like the end of my run, I was just like, it's like so uncomfortable. I don't know.
Macaroni in a pot. The song could have almost been M.A.P.
Yeah.
They don't love you like I love you. Yeah. Maps. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right there. Yeah.
Do we have any more intro questions? Is that just the intro?
This is the
This is
longest
all the intro
intro.
still.
Yeah, no, we are actually at this point we're in the podcast.
All right, guys, hold on a second,
we're
though.
well past the intro.
If we hold out on doing scenes, we might beat a Mark Maron record for longest intro. So
Then let's keep it going.
you know.
Let's hit that record, man.
Well, but now that you've said it, it has to be organic.
Yeah,
It's
Zed.
too late. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've lost the magic. Sorry.
I did want to say I am legitimately excited for the Kids Bop version of WAP.
Wet ass pussy.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
because
you can do it.
working with kids, I hear all the Kids Bops, and like I can think of a Thrift Shop. It's a completely different song.
Yeah.
The Kids Bop version is a whole different song. Like you can't even say that's a version of this song. It's a different song. So
I have a Kids Bop banger for you. Truth Hurts. I hate, by the way, with the white hot passion of 1,000 Suns, I hate Kids Bop. I hate sanitized version.
Yes.
There are like 5 cover songs that I think should exist in the world. Like when everybody else was in American Idol, I was just like, no, it's just cover songs. And it's just bad cover. No. And then like I wanted to listen to Truth Hurts all the time, but I have a small child. And then the Kids Bop version, it's methadone. Like it's not heroin. It's not the thing that I actually want, but I can maintain. It's still got it in there, you know? It'll work. It'll do.
Super.
All right, so let's get our latest tracks together. Okay, now first pitch I've got here from Jonathan, 9 Inch Nails. I want to hug you like an animal.
Yeah, I want to hug you like an animal. The premise of
That's cute.
Yeah, the premise of the lyrics is like going to a shelter, and you it's that one-on-one time that you have with the pet. Decide if they become your forever pet. I think if you hug them like an animal, it's connecting on a second level. I was also thinking if you didn't like that, you could change "Hurt," the classic song about suicide by 9 Inch Nails. You could also change that to "Dirt." Playing in dirt, the fun aesthetics that dirt has. And if all of that
playground song,
a third one I wanted to throw out, and then we can let some of the other people throw in. I'm really fond of this band. It's a thrash metal band called Slayer. Maybe you've heard of them.
Yeah, it's a little rough, a little hardcore.
You would think so. So instead of raining blood, we can change it into resting broth. It's about making soup. Awaiting reprisal instead of like you're awaiting ramen. All of a sudden you're just making top ramen. From a lacerated sky, it's like from a beef packet instead. It's very easy to interchange these, I think.
Okay, all right, that's okay. I like them. I like them. These are good. There's some deep cuts because usually we do the current hits, but this is an interesting angle to go into some of the deep classics here. Anybody else got something here? I'm super curious.
Limp Bizkit!
Yeah?
What's up? It's your boy Fred.
Hey, Fred. Oh, it's so good to have you here in the pitch meeting. I'm so happy.
I'm
What do you
so
got
happy
for
to
us?
be here. I got the name of our new album, Chocolate Starfish.
Okay. All right. That sounds really just straightforward and fun and candy.
It's about my asshole.
Oh, okay. All right, I don't think that's not gonna work very well for us. Can you make?
Limp Bizkit.
Uh-huh.
Yo, Fred, you forgot to tell him the other half of the album name. I'll see myself out.
Oh yeah, what's the other half of this album name? Oh, yep, someone passed it to me. And the hot dog flavored water?
That's right.
What does that mean? I don't know. Like, I was thinking chocolate starfish, I'm thinking of candy, but hot dog flavored water.
It's got my penis in it first.
Okay, all right. Fred, listen, we were so happy to have you in here, but we're looking to be able to modify the lyrics to be a little bit more family-friendly, okay?
Oh, okay. How about the one where we're riding in a car? Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Oh, I
You
like
say
that.
what?
Uh-huh.
Keep
What?
rolling, 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 rolling.
What?
Come on. Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Keep rolling, 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 rolling?
Yeah.
Great.
Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. It's about fucking in a car.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sensing a theme here with you. Listen, we're going to need some help just
Hey,
bringing these
yo,
lyrics.
I don't know if I can help you, Fred, but you see, Fred, the issue is they're trying to make your lyrics more palatable for people. But the thing is, your lyrics just need to be better. That's the issue.
Yeah,
it's not that your
didn't wanna
lyrics
say
are
that.
dirty. It's
Yeah.
just that they're low quality.
Yep.
You see, the problem I have is, you know me, Luke Skywalker of the Two Live Crew.
Of course.
But the
everyone
thing
knows you.
is, all of my filthy lyrics have already been stolen by Weird Al Yankovic, and he's already made Me So Hungry and all the other hits that he's taken from me. So there's no way to up my lyrics. You know, all I got to do is just I say something, and then Weird Al Yankovic comes up with some funny polka version of the stuff I done said.
Yo, yo, yo. I could only hope and wish to have Weird Al Yankovic take my sick-ass lyrics.
Well, and perhaps if you actually ever had some sick-ass lyrics, he would absolutely love to parody them.
I mean, I'm not one to throw stones in a glass house, because, I mean, my famous lyric is Me So Horny, but man, Fred, your stuff is juvenile.
I want to throw stones in your butthole.
Hey, just real quick, you know, I as Weird Al, I know I like to jump on everybody's songs with food. I think I've given Fred how much time before I can change Nookie to Cookie and take it as my own? How much more time does he need? Just saying.
You can stick that right up your mouth. Okay, you can put that cookie in your mouth.
Yeah?
You shove it right in your mouth and you eat that cookie.
Yeah?
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, you eat that cookie. Where else would you put it?
Yo, I heard my name earlier, so I want to remind you all to back that ass up.
Legit.
Just a quick structural show note. Please don't mute your mics because it breaks the Zoom recording.
I was
so if I have to
laughing
fall back to it.
so hard. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to interrupt the scene.
Yeah.
No,
sorry.
I love laughter, but B, yeah, the muted mics, if I have to fall back on Zoom, the Zoom recording cuts out everything that's muted. It doesn't just make it silent. It pauses the recording, and then the alignment is totally destroyed.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's not an issue as long as I have all of your actual audio recordings, but if one of yours fails and we have to fall back on Zoom, I'm screwed.
Can we leave this part in too?
Well, I would like to point out, if we're leaving this part in, Jett's virtual background as he's admonishing us, he keeps disappearing and it's just a floating head with tennis balls.
Yeah, can you stop fucking disappearing?
But it almost
turned
looks
into
like
Oz.
Zoom. It looks like Zoom's registering his head as a tennis ball. Like the rest of everything else is disappearing, but it's like, oh, this is just another tennis ball. It just like keeps his head there.
Yeah, apparently the blue shirt's a problem for it, even though I told it I have a green screen.
Uh-huh. Whether this is kept or not, I'd like to thank Jett for covering my complete failure of remembering the entire album name.
Absolutely.
Of an album that I had, that I loved. I fucking loved Limp Bizkit.
Our cameras are off, so you can't see my face, but Limp Bizkit was one of those ones where I was like, oh, no thanks.
Oh, man.
Can I ask? Was it
to
Limp
the-
Bizkit? Oh, sorry, go.
Bizkit.
No, good. Yeah,
Was
Bizkit.
it Limp Bizkit
Biz.
or Korn that did boom bop dop diddy dop diddy dop?
That's
That-
corn.
That's corn.
That's Korn.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's Korn.
okay. I didn't
Yeah.
care for Korn. That's
Korn also did Adidas All Day I Dream About Sex.
Oh, yes. So good. That was my life.
My best friend Becky, shout out to Becky because she might listen to this someday.
Woo woo, Becky.
Becky, we love you, Bex.
Big ups, Bex.
She was way more like punk and cooler than me. Like I was like a musical theater nerd, class president type girl.
Couldn't be bothered to like court as class president.
But my school was also super small, so like we graduated like 52 kids in my class, so like we didn't really have huge cliques, so it didn't really matter who you were and what you were into. We were all sort of friends because you didn't really have a choice. And Becky was like got like a tongue piercing and was dyeing her hair left and right, and she skipped school, which like I would never do, and she went down to the city to TRL and she met Fred Durst because she was like obsessed with him, and her senior year picture, like everyone else picked like when they're a baby on a rock, or like their whole family with flowers, like whatever your picture was that was supposed to like embody you, was her in this like puffy jacket with like braids in her hair and like big braces and like hugging Fred Durst, and that was her senior year high school photo, and I love it so much. She's like a mom with kids now, living a normal suburban life, and like I just can't wait until her children are old enough to be like, "This is your mom with Fred Durst," Like,
And they'd say, "Who's Fred Durst?"
Yeah, exactly.
Super.
Now, for our graduation, we're going to keep things relatively short. We're only going to have 2 speeches. We have our class president and valedictorian and senior class yearbook representative and class historian and president of the swim team, captain of our volleyball team, Lisa. And then, of course, later on, since we only have 2 students at this very small school, the speech from our other student. Remind me of your name again.
Carl!
Oh, Carl. Yes, Carl. Lisa, please, go ahead. I've really been looking forward to this. What are you going to, just briefly, can you just give us a one-sentence synopsis of what your speech is going to be?
I didn't want to do something as trite as, "Oh, the places you'll go."
Of course not.
We've all seen that.
Of course.
So I was going to write my major takeaways from every club I have been president of over the last 6 years at this very prestigious school, to really show how well-rounded you can be if you just go out there and grab life by the reins.
Oh my God. I mean, I've just only heard that one bit, and I'm already inspired to start taking up guitar lessons again. Carl, if you could just briefly give us just the smallest sample, and please don't say anything that's going to make me kick you out of here.
I didn't pass study hall.
Oh, Carl. Of course you didn't pass study hall, Carl. You're graduating only because you've now reached the age where you're no longer on your parents' health plan, and the nurse isn't allowed to see you. We really wanted to be a prestigious one-person institution for the past few years, but we just can't graduate you, Carl.
But then you wouldn't be a school.
No, we'd be a private tutoring institution that would still receive government funding because of several loopholes in the laws here in Michigan, but I'd rather not necessarily make those ideas public.
But Dr. Milner, it did sound like he just grasped that concept.
I mean,
maybe if I can continue working with him privately, I think that he might progress.
Wow, Lisa, for an 18-year-old young lady, I think that you might not just be president of the swim team and president of your class, but maybe one day, president of these here United States. Let me let you two talk. I'm gonna go over here and meet with some of the parents and get a little bit of coffee. You two kids, just reminisce over your times together.
Oh, man, I've been waiting years for this moment.
I'm 18. I'm finally 18.
Lisa.
This isn't illegal anymore.
I know, because I am 21.
I do feel a little bit bad that the only time I could fit having sex with you in the broom closet was during your study hall, because I know you needed that class to pass school, but I can wait. I don't have to go to Harvard. I can stay back here, and I can go to community college and private tutor that dick.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Your
You're a
voice changed.
small town
Your
girl.
voice changed. You sound smarter already.
You're a small town girl, and I'm just a simple guy. And why strap yourself down to a busy career life when you could stay with me in our small town?
Fundraising. So, how are you kids getting along?
I think we've decided that Carl's education is extremely important. Just because I have the means to go off to a fancy private school doesn't mean... I mean, listen, I think we should adopt a new motto. No Carl left behind. And
Yeah, because if I'm left behind, so is the school. Like, where are the other students?
I mean, if you think about it, Dr. Milner, an average is the combination of our
yes,
GPAs
yes.
divided by 2. So even though I have a 4.0, the fact that Carl
Actually, a
has been a senior...
4.3 because of all your extracurriculars.
I didn't know they were weighted. That is so exciting.
Yes, yes.
But I just... It's really going to drag the average down if... You know, Carl's been here for like 8 years, 9 years.
When you say it, it makes so much sense. When Carl says it, it sounds like a monkey throwing shit into his own mouth. But when you say it, it makes so much sense, Lisa. Just so
But I'm
bright.
going to be the Jane Goodall of Carl's life.
Oh my God. You know what? They say, are you urinating right now, Carl? Carl, are you urinating on that
He's
graduate?
writing his name.
I am.
You
I'm
taught him
writing
to
my
write his name? Lisa, you're like Anne Sullivan for Dum Dums. Oh, thank you so much,
But what's extra
Lisa.
great about her?
I have a doctorate.
She taught me cursive. People don't teach cursive anymore.
Did you notice he didn't break his flow?
That's so impressive.
I even wrote my middle initial of Z.
Oh my God, Lisa, I have a doctorate in education from a very prestigious university, Northwestern. And you, at 18 years old, taught this boy what I wasn't able, nay, didn't give a shit enough to teach him over the past 6 years. You, young lady, are an inspiration.
Dr. Milner, sometimes it's not about rules, it's not about academia. You just need to reach out and touch somebody's
And
life.
fuck in a closet.
Wait, that's how you passed broom closet?
Legit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are a new and young, up-and-coming podcast, and we thank you for your patronage. But we also do have some wonderful new sponsors coming in and joining us on this journey. As a matter of fact, I believe Jett Kaufman has this week's newest ad, unless I'm mistaken, Jett.
Yeah, now I have this one right here. Just got handed this earlier today. Recorded this already, and I'm going to play it for you right now. Let's be real. You love your cat more than you love yourself, and rightly so. I mean, look at that fuzzy wuzzy face. In these trying times, you've leaned on your feline friend so hard for emotional support that when you reference them on a Zoom call, friends and family assume you're talking about your significant other. And it's because you are. Again, look at that fuzzy wuzzy face. You give your feline friend the best in everything, especially when it comes to kitty treats. Peanut butter doesn't do the trick like it does for those dumb doggos. So why not give them the best when it comes to cat dessert? Introducing Pussy Whip Whipped Cream, the whipped cream for cats. When Snowball's been good on their diet all week and deserves a cheat day, Pussy Whip. When Felix and Tigger put the finishing touches on their cat fashion show, Pussy Whip. When Pickles hits the catnip hard and needs some munchies to further mellow out their vibe, Pussy Whip. It's 100% organic and all natural, consisting of raw sugar, vanilla bean, oleander, castor bean, and cyclamen. They put in just the tiniest pinch of caffeine so you know your furry friend will catch that laser. Let's hear from one of our fine customers, Mrs. Winkley Bottoms. That's right, Mrs. Winkley Bottoms. It really is a great value. And you can visit our website and enter PWIP for me in the discount box for a 20% discount. Type in legit, and not only will you receive your 20% discount, but you will receive Pussy Whip whipped cream for humans, so you and your significant other can share in the good times and bad together. And just look at that fuzzy wuzzy face. It's not Cool Whip, it's Pussy Whip, because your cat owns you. Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm excited to buy some of their product. I like the fact that it's made for humans, and I believe there's actually a dog sister product called Bitch Whip, which I'm also very excited to try out. Loving all these new products that are coming across our podcast, I must say.
Yeah, I have to admit I was not aware of that other product. That one's on you, not me.
Cool question I wanted to throw out since we were talking about it earlier. What is your favorite song that you guys, or favorite band that you guys were embarrassed about liking way back in the day? Like you would never tell anybody now that you liked them then.
Oh.
For me, I'll get it started. It's not too far from Limp Bizkit and Korn, but I was in love with Ba Wida Ba by Kid Rock. That 1998 seminal album, Devil Without a Cause, changed my life and ushered me into a adolescent angsty teenager who lived at Hot Topic. So yeah.
I mean, I'm from rural Michigan, so
There it is.
I was kind of genetically predisposed to have to like that. And we would blast that shit while tearing it through the country dirt roads after school, shooting homemade potato cannons at stop signs.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know to be embarrassed about my music until maybe like college. When, I mean, to be fair, like a lot of my life, I was like loud and proud, and then I got to college and was like, oh, this isn't what everyone else is doing. But like, I didn't really have like CDs of my own, really. So I just took whatever my parents had. So I like listened to a lot of like Zeppelin and Clapton, and which was good music, and Floyd. Like I listened to good music, but then the only CDs I really had of my own were like Phantom of the Opera and Les Mis and Fiddler on the Roof, and so that's like what I listened to for fun, or like this like Andrew Lloyd Webber compilation CD, and I would fucking blast. I'd like run home from like junior year and just blast that shit. Like I knew every word, and I was like and like not that that's something to be embarrassed about, but I guess like I missed out on having a lot of the like teenage music. Like all my other friends were like Radiohead, and you know, that was like OK Computer, and like I got into that stuff like deep in my 20s because my childhood was just like, I did a lot of community theater with adults, so all my friends were like 28-year-olds that also just listened to musical theater songs, but they'd already had their teenage years. It was like they could have guided me better. They could have been like, hey, you should listen to bands that your friends like. I just like Phantom of the Opera was like my go-to, you know, and and I'm like I don't know.
I think that's the funniest thing too. It's like your initial point of reference, because when I first started listening to music, I was like, oh my goodness, my dad has like the deepest knowledge of music that's ever existed. And it's like, yeah, what is he listening to? Van Halen. It's like, yeah, everybody fucking listens to Van Halen, man. What are you talking about? Go jump. Oh, you know the song. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I grew up because my mother was in the music industry in like
Brag.
the 60s and 70s. Yeah. So I grew up with all of her music, which was like legit good classic rock music that everyone could recognize was objectively good. So the thing that eventually came around to me being me having to create a separate playlist in my Music Max jukebox software that included everything but this music, so I could play it just in case, like if someone was over or something, I could put it on instead of shuffling all. Was I had the soundtracks to the first two Power Rangers movies and loved those soundtracks very much. And also, this is crazy, but I just looked up the composer of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers soundtrack. His name is Ron Wasserman, and he apparently went to the same high school as my daughter.
hey, was Van Halen's Dreams on the original soundtrack for the first album?
Yeah, that was on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie soundtrack. It was, but I think that was covered.
Great. So we were both Van Halen fans. That's
There you
awesome.
go.
I was a similar, to Allie, that the majority of the little bit of music I had, my CD collection was just one of those single size CD cases, not the ones that
Right.
had like 4 CDs per page. It was just
Yeah,
a single
I had, like,
CD
12.
per page.
Yeah.
Right. I had maybe 12 CDs, and most of them were like other than Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill,
So
First
good.
one I ever
Bush-
bought. First CD I ever bought.
Bush 16 Stone,
Yeah.
Yeah, Bush.
and No Doubt,
Yes.
Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom.
Tragic.
Yep.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Tragic Kingdom, right? Not Magic Kingdom, right? And maybe one more that I'm. Oh, I had a Bloodhound Gang CD.
Yeah, you did.
Sure. Yep.
The rest were like pure funk 2, pure disco, and then my prized CD that I listened to I listened till it broke. That I don't know that I've ever told anyone that I had this. In my junior or senior year, I was in a education for the arts class where I would go off campus it was like an advanced theater class in the city. And we took a trip to Chicago and saw a ton of shows. And one of the shows we saw was Blue Man Group.
Nice.
And I purchased the CD afterwards.
Because that's the experience.
And played. Oh man, I had such an awakening at the Blue Man Group show in Chicago at the Briar Street Theater.
You got a CD and a bucket of blue paint, and he never looked back.
Yeah, I did. It was like I don't know why at
He blew himself
17 I was
Jett.
so blown away by that show, and then I saw it again. I saw it many years later. One of the first few dates I actually went on when I first started dating my wife, she had never seen Blue Man Group and had lived in Chicago forever. So I was like, fuck it, let's go. And it was fine.
Yeah.
It was just fine. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
Yeah, you can't go home,
Yeah.
you know?
Super.
Hey, honey. I was just going through your music collection here. I wanted to, now that we're living together, I wanted to mix my stuff in here. Alphabetize them to, combine our libraries.
Oh, you can't mix your CDs with mine. I stole most of those CDs from my
Okay, all right. Well, that might explain something because I was wondering here why you had the soundtrack to Puppetry of the Penis.
Oh my gosh. So good. That was between my junior year and senior year. Me and Audra and Marissa, we got on a city bus and we went downtown and we told our parents that we were going to go to Alice's Teacup, but we went to the Puppetry of the Penis. And we mostly had known about penises up until that point, but we'd never really thought of them as like having their own identity. It blew my mind. And speaking of blowing my mind, you always praise me at certain skills in the bedroom. It's because I respect your penis, and I don't know if I would have that lens if I hadn't had this moment. So I really would appreciate if you would just like leave the CDs how they are, because they're sort of chronological. I know you're into alphabetizing. I've like put them in order of my life's experiences and what they mean to me on my adventure and journey as a woman.
Right. Well, and that's why I was wondering about the one labeled threesome with Allie and Megan.
I burned that myself. Did you notice?
Okay.
I burned that one myself.
I didn't open it. I didn't because I thought I might be digging into something like
you are.
super
I mean, if
personal.
you want to know, I'm an open book, but I don't think you can handle it. I mean,
Okay.
that's one of those things where like, do we want to know everything about each other, or should we have our own mysteries? I don't know.
I mean, right now I'm starting to reach the point where I kind of want to know everything because it's getting interesting.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I started drinking in college, but like I wasn't really a drinker in high school. So when I got to college, I had no tolerance. And then we were at the rugby house one night, and a couple of the guys were like, hey, do you know what Napster is? And I was like, no, I don't know what Napster is. So they got me and Allie into this one room, and then one of their girlfriends was there, and we had this insane threesome, and there were all these like black lights happening, and we were playing all this music. So that's mostly a CD of the parts I remember, but also like I had so many orgasms. I don't know if I like I don't know if I'm really remembering those things or if like that's what was the soundtrack that was happening in my head, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah,
I did my
get it.
best,
Yeah.
but I tried to burn it to the experience that I had.
Yeah. So the water sports compilation disc,
Yeah, that
is that literal or I just?
Oh
I'm
no,
not
that's
sure.
literal. That's what I. So like flash forward a few years, and those Discmans that had the waterproof earplugs came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was at the lake house in Lake George with my family, and for Christmas,
on the
I had,
water. Got it.
Yeah, I had gotten the waterproof ones. So I made like a fun water sports soundtrack, and that's how I broke my ankle. Remember, I told you about how I broke my ankle, and then. So, like, the end of that CD actually goes really dark because then I was stuck on the couch the rest of vacation, and I had already finished my book, and I didn't have anything to do. So it's like a lot of sort of like monster ballads.
Okay, all right. Because I was worried there was a theme here. So now the disc labeled scat has me less concerned.
No, I'm not a complete slut. Is that what? I feel like you're judging me right now.
No. I want to know because the thing is, like, if we're gonna merge our lives here, I
mean,
need
I've
to know
already
what you're
moved in,
into.
so I don't know why you keep saying if. Like, we live together. This feels like you're still judging me. Like I have to pass some tests. And
No. If anything, I want to make sure that I'm on the same page with you. And like, if there's stuff you're not telling me that like is your bag, I want to make sure that I'm there for you. Okay.
I mean, this
All right?
is my history, you know, and you are my present, and I thought my future. I mean, I guess tell me if I pass your examination and we can move forward together.
Well, I'm worried that you're kind of hung up on this being your past and me being your present because that kind of implies you're not going to do freaky shit now.
Oh, babe, we can like get black lights and shit. Like, I will make you into a CD if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. I want to be a CD.
Like, I am gonna DJ that ass tonight.
Legit.
Super.
You're listening to 99.5 Washed FM with Hymenated, the Fat Guy, and the Morning Zoo Crew. Coming up next, we have Bare Naked Ladies, Fuel, and Filter. Coming up on Washed FM. Boo, boo, boo. Hey, Mike, can we talk real quick?
Yeah, we can talk.
It's been a long day. I don't know how to say this. You know, you and me, we used to be together. Every day together. Always. And I really feel
Were you just
that I'm losing my best friend.
Hush!
Are you
Hush!
Wait, are you quoting a
Hush! Hush!
I can't believe this could be the end, you know? And we used to have a great morning program where it was just you and I, and now the morning zoo crew is here, and it just looks as though you're letting go. And well, if it's real, just I don't want to know.
This is really just like really bothering me with this part of this.
Really? How so?
That's a song, isn't it?
It's ironic, isn't it?
Hey, Chris the Piss here for Watch FM. Who's ready for another drive in the morning? Oh, wait, sorry, guys. You look like you were in the middle of something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee.
He's obnoxious, but he makes me laugh.
It's ironic, don't you think?
Wait. No, it's not ironic.
It's like a black fly in your Chardonnay. You know, it's a death row pardon, just 2 minutes too late.
That's not actual irony, but that is the song, ironic.
You know, just it's ironic. You know, it's like right on your wedding day, and it's a free ride when you've already paid. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
The
Mike.
definition of irony, well established.
Just don't speak, okay? I know what you're saying, so please just stop explaining.
As your doctor, I think I can tell you what condition you're going through. We've run some tests, and it seems you have lyric plagia. It's a condition wherein you can't actually communicate. You can only use song lyrics. It's a problem with many people in society. It's similar to what we see on the internet, where people can only speak in memes. It's an older disease.
Yes!
It's something that record store clerks get this all the time. It's the bane of girlfriends in college towns all over the United States. And as a radio DJ, you're in a very highly susceptible group.
Thank you for saying that, Doc, because it's been 1 week since you looked at me and cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry, and it's 5 days since
you came in here quite upset. This is, yes, you see, here's the thing. That
He's doing
now
it.
You've got into
He's
bare naked ladies. I mean, you do have a lyric for every situation, but it's just something where the deeper emotional content of the songs is not there. I mean, imagine this. Let me communicate to you in a way that you...
I'll never be your monkey wrench.
Listen, sir.
Just abrupt.
I'm going to try to speak to you on your level. Imagine there's a secret chord, right? That David could play and it would please the Lord in healing you in some way.
Yes.
Imagine if you didn't really care for music, did you?
Yeah.
So you've got to separate yourself from this love of music. It's just going to force you to communicate in lyrics only. Right now, what I want you to do is I want you to go in there to your friend Mike, your friend that you care about, and I want you to speak to him from the heart, not from the lyrics of a song by heart. He's no Barracuda. But I want you to speak to him from your heart. Speak to him from your heart.
Okay, I'll do my best. So, Mike, what I'm trying to say is I woke up this morning with a bad hangover, and my penis was missing again. This happens all the time. It's detachable.
I'm sorry. This is one of the worst cases I've ever seen. You've gone full King Missile. I think that we may have to move to something more medically induced. I don't know. I mean, it's really one of the things where the next step is you devolve into childhood nursery rhymes. Here, I'm going to write you this prescription. I want you to go ahead and take this to your local pharmacist and go ahead and get this filmed. Now, remember, you're seeing a pharmacist, not some Dr. Feelgood who's going to make it feel all right, okay?
Okay. Okay. Ba with a ba, da bang, diggy, diggy. Shake the boogie, set up, jump the boogie. Ba with the ba, da bang, diggy, diggy, diggy.
I think we're going to have him put down.
Jump.
Legit.
Steven, you had an amazing sketch show you saw.
Okay, now this is, I don't know, this might be an edit point, because I don't know if this is good for the podcast, but...
It's all good for that.
Okay, so, Mike D'Alonzo...
We passed good for the podcast a while ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Mike D'Alonzo, and this woman, Dana, I want to say... it's not Patrick, because that's like the race car driver, but they had this two-person sketch group.
Danica Patrick.
Yeah, that's okay. Dana, and I can't remember her last name for the life of me. They had this two-person sketch troupe that was so good. We used to have them on at the social all the time. And they had this scene where it's this couple moving in together. And it starts off with her finding his copy of Led Zeppelin 4. And she's like, "Oh, honey, what's this?" And he's like, "You don't know this album?" In like that totally like typical bro way of like, "How could you not know this? Hun, come on." She's like, "Listen, I grew up sheltered, okay? We grew up different. I just didn't know that kind of music." He's like, "Okay, fine." And then she comes back and she's like, "Hey, what's this?" And it's like a Beatles album. And he's like, "You've never heard of the Beatles?" And like, they just keep going to this back and forth where it's like all this stuff where she's been sheltered. And then after they finally like hit this breaking point where they finally understand each other, she walks in with this oven mitt and she's like, "Whose hand is this? Whose hand is this?" Oh my God, they're so good. They also had they had a Magic Mountain sketch. Do you know how like at Magic Mountain at theme parks, they have the like the songs from like whatever era, and it's like the two people singing and they're doing all the hits of that era. They had like the 90s grunge rock version of that. It was so good. The super cheesy, like, you know, rape me, my friend. Hey, it was, oh my God, it was so good. Oh, fucking genius. I missed the social. That's the one thing I missed, is not performing in the social. It's getting to host that show and getting to, that's the one thing I missed about that show.
Tell me what the social is, because I don't know it.
It's the show that Chris Compton and I used to run Sunday nights at I.O. And it was so fun because like the criteria for getting in was you had to be able to send me an email on the 31st of the month for the next month. So it was like, it gave a lot of new groups their first chance to like get on stage. And sometimes that first group would go and Chris and I would be like, well, that happened. And other times we'd just be like, oh my God, that was amazing. So yeah, it was super.
That's cool.
It was the social that had that infamous BOC Gargiulo.
Yes, Gargiulo O'Connell. Oh my God, yeah, I could tell stories about Gargiulo O'Connell, which, by the way, I did find out that this is genetic. Like this thing where it's like, let me tell you in detail about this improv scene that I saw, because my son recounts like full episodes of Mickey and the Roadster Racers, and I'll just walk into my wife and I'm like, I'm sorry about every time you asked me what the movie was about.
Your son's like, Daddy, wait for the third beat.
Yeah.
Okay, so then,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the point where we actually have our second sponsor of the day. It's a wonderful new group, up and coming, just like us. I'm sure they have a wonderful product coming up. Mike, I believe you have it, so take it away whenever you're ready, sir.
Yeah, I do. It's weird we're waiting so long to put, toward the end of this episode to put.
Well, it's an important one. We sometimes we have to put them at the end because we want to really drive home.
Yeah. So
if we have to refund them and do another ad, we'll do that.
Oh no, don't worry. This one's gonna be perfect. They won't be upset.
Great, so excited.
So yeah, let me just pop it in here.
Yeah.
You wake up. You're in a dark room. You don't know your way out. You feel around. What is that? Is that hair? Is that horse's hair? No! It's My Little Pony, the escape room! You figure out your way through the darkness of inevitable death to ice cream dreams, solving puzzles of hoofbeats in your head and some other pony. Is that a pony? That's My Little Pony. Is that your little pony? You'll have to find out. Solve all the triggers in your mind before the darkness envelops you and swallows you whole, and rainbow dash your way to freedom in My Little Pony escape room. It was a short one, but I've
been to one of those. No, I went to the Cutie Mark of God one. It was so good. It was so hard, but we made it out with like 30 seconds left.
Oh, that's great. No, those are the best endings. I've been doing some actual escape rooms online lately. My wife and a friend of ours have been doing them, and the cool thing about the online ones is you can do it anywhere
in your underwear.
That too, yeah. But like we went to one that I think was in like upstate New York. They had one, and yeah, like there's a person
Have you been
physically
to
in the escape room.
The whole place is a fucking escape room.
That would explain the scale of it. Yeah.
It's like you have $8 in your pocket. How are you going to get to Westchester or the city? Good luck, guys. Like that's everyone's experience. Sorry.
In your left hand, you have your high school diploma.
I'm gonna take the fucking C train.
You got a full tank of gas.
Yeah.
How are you going to escape your childhood bullies and be successful?
Exactly.
You've got 20 years until the reunion.
Yeah. Only half your teeth are straight because you couldn't afford braces for your whole mouth. Good luck hitchhiking. Like,
welcome to your grandparents' attic.
Okay, yeah.
So, the story of this room is you are just out of college. You can't afford anywhere else to live. But your grandparents offered you a free home in their attic above their garage. So you're going to live in this attic. But you have 1 hour to figure out how to get your shit together and live out on your own. Good luck!
Shit, dude, this is real.
I'll be available for hints from the other room, by the way. You could. There's a button on the wall. Hit the button. I'll answer questions from the other room. All right? Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
That guy should be on television.
He's really good.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Shit, we're running out of time.
Oh,
okay.
God. Okay.
Look.
There's the stained futon. Let's just.
I'm gonna go check out the old record player.
Okay. I'm gonna sit on the stained futon and just stare off into space for 20 minutes and maybe something will come to me.
Oh shit, Zeppelin.
Guys, I'm gonna come in over the radio real quick. Don't actually hit any of the buttons on the record player. It's old, it's broken down, and it's not part of the puzzle. All right.
Oh, right, cool. Yeah, I didn't already hit one.
Okay. What? Okay, maybe this broken sleep apnea machine. Maybe that will. Maybe there's a clue.
I'm sorry again. I'm not supposed to keep cutting in, but that's broken for real. And yeah, we need to get that repaired.
Okay.
Someone lives here when we're not doing the room. And we really do need to get that repaired real quick because it's expensive and they're relying on it. Anyway, enjoy the game, the puzzle.
Wait, someone actually lives here?
I guess downstairs. Yeah, they must be, renting out using their attic for it, right? It's called Grandma and Grandpa's attic, isn't it? The escape room. So yeah, whatever. It's fine.
This did feel a little too lived in.
I'm gonna check out the this weird dresser, the big kind with the real bulky corners and the big
let's take a look.
unwieldy mirror that's barely attached to it.
Let's take a look.
Just open up this drawer.
Just be careful with the mirror. It's precariously placed up there. We need to nail that down better. And somebody dropped on their foot last week, and it was a real problem.
Harold, let them figure it out.
Okay, all right, Grandpa. Okay, all right. Enjoy your game.
Oh God. Is this...
Wait, this is actually a grandpa's attic.
This is Harold's bedroom.
Huh.
This is his escape from his grandparents' attic.
Oh, check out this old dusty book. Puppetry of the penis.
Don't riffle through. Some of them are stuck together. Just put it down. That's not part. I assure you, not part of the puzzle. All right.
Harold, what is part of the puzzle? Because everything we've touched or looked at, you said isn't part of it.
Well, see the actual jigsaw puzzle on the table. That's a real jigsaw puzzle.
Harold, bring your penis book.
Can you slip the book under the door for me?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. All right. All right.
So
enjoy your puzzle.
what about this box of expired prescription drugs? Is that part of it?
How expired?
I mean, some of these are fairly recent, but some of these are like 87. That's pretty old.
Anything within the last 6 months, can you just slip under the door? All right.
Okay.
But no, not part of the puzzle. Absolutely.
Are you gonna add back time for me to sort through your old medication?
This is not a charity. All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, well,
all right.
Okay.
All right. And if you look for you see the Werther's originals, those are yours for the taking.
Okay, cool. Oh,
I'm sorry.
before you go, stack of unopened mailers from Liberty Mutual Insurance. I'm guessing life insurance.
Yeah, I mean, if you can puzzle through those, honestly, like the language is a mystery to me. I've never been able to quite make sense of it. So absolutely, like if you can solve that puzzle, I'm in. Absolutely. All right. Okay. All right. Enjoy.
All right. There's a box of half-soiled sweatpants. There's probably a key in there. I'm gonna go rooting through that. Maybe
I'm starting to feel like we just paid to finish this old man's jigsaw puzzle for him.
Oh, you think it's all just on the jigsaw puzzle, huh?
Yeah, I was honestly interested in that penis book. It seemed like there was a...
It's only 100 pieces, too. It's not even hard.
Interesting backstory to this
All right,
old
but
man.
You don't have to brag, okay? All right, some of us...
It's a 100-piece puzzle of the Eiffel Tower. I mean, come on.
Some of us have some spatial coordination issues that hold us back a little bit. You don't need to brag.
Okay.
Just if it's so easy for you, then go right ahead and solve it. Please.
Just saying, I got bored of these when I was 7.
Harold, did they finish the special ed puzzle?
No, not yet. I'm waiting on them, all right? Just chill, okay? Just read your book. Look at your pictures.
There you go. There you go. It's Eiffel Tower.
Do you get a popsicle now?
Wow.
Is that what happens?
Whoa, that was... Wow, okay. I thought this was going to be a little... All right, well, there's a code underneath. If you flip it over, just dial that into the phone.
We could have just done the
Yes.
puzzle upside down to find the code rather than because it's underneath. We have to flip the whole thing. This is
Like,
really
I'm just gonna-
complicated.
No one ever thought of that before.
Grab
That's
the
really
phone.
smart. I didn't think of that myself.
Wait, what the hell is this thing? There's like a cord on the side of it.
Oh
And
yeah, you just
there's a
yeah.
circular
Oh,
circular dial.
I think I saw one of those.
Enjoy the puzzle of the game, guys.
Bro, like fucking seriously, where's the phone?
Legit.
That antique rotary telephone.
Oh, guys, this was fun.
It was?
That's my way of hinting.
Okay.
That,
Oh.
we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
I could do this all night.
If we were in the world of us being in places, that would be like Jett being like, "Oh, get the fuck out of my apartment."
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, get it. We've overstayed our welcome. I'll
Been
take
there,
my
man.
3 remaining beers home with me.
I'm looking forward to hopefully a time when a vaccine isn't gonna fucking do anything if we ever even have one anyways, but maybe like rapid, inexpensive testing so like friends or family can, you know, if you've been quarantining well, everyone go get tested and then you can actually have a hangout with confidence that you're safe.
They have a quick strep, like the quick strep version. They have
Yeah.
that for COVID.
Yeah. They just unveiled it, and it's still going through more testing, and they're going to get it down to like $10.
They've had
per, I
it. They
think.
just haven't. I mean, you can't get it for the public, but I know a doctor who's had it in the trunk of his car for months. Like,
I've been tested
it's a
3
thing.
times, and all 3 times my results were ready the next day. Like, I got tested in the afternoon, and then like by 9 a.m. the next day, I had my results.
I've had something similar.
Wow.
The last time I got tested, it was like early afternoon, and I got it the next evening.
Yeah, it was once at Hanson Dam and twice at Dodger Stadium.
Mine was Dodger Stadium too. They've gotten a lot faster there.
yeah, I don't think it's the test that was the problem. I think it was our system because we were overloaded and we just didn't know. But what is sort of scary, and I know this is a lot of he said, she said, so like this, I hope this isn't everyone's
Bullshit.
situation. But I've heard from
Back to
more
Limp
than one
Bizkit.
family who got in line at Dodger Stadium, went all the way up, and because they had kids and they just couldn't keep waiting,
Yeah,
they left. So like they signed up in the beginning, they went through, and they had to leave because they couldn't. In the very, it was
Yeah.
taking 5 or 6 hours, and you have little kids, you can't stay sometimes. So they had to leave, and they got later texts saying, "Congratulations, your test came back negative," and they never even took the test. So
oh,
It makes you want to
There were-
break stuff.
They probably had already assigned the test to like a barcode or something.
or like the order, which is sort of terrifying because like, what if they assign the order and people are leaving, and then the order,
yeah. If
From
they
that
leave
point
after
on
they
is-
get the barcode,
Yeah.
huh?
But it happened to 2 different families I know who were like, yeah, same thing. We went, we got in line. It was taking too long. We left. We got a text later saying that we were cleared, and then we never got swabbed. So
It's like it was counterfeit.
are you still doing lyrics?
He's still
I don't
doing
know.
That's a Limp Bizkit song. Counterfeit, guys.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. 1997's $3 bill, y'all. Jessamine? Cool.
Yep. That's how we end the show right there.
Okay.
You killed it.
On this super high energy, hilarious note.
I will say, by the way, when we were talking about CDs,
No more wet and gushy, huh? All right.
I had a ridiculously large CD collection. I finally got rid of it in like 2004. I didn't get rid of it. I got rid of all like the jewel cases, but I had like a 900 CD collection. And it was all shit that made women go, no thanks. It's all sad bastard indie rock and
The opposite
hip-hop- yeah.
of WAP.
I'm still
If you
holding
still
them
have
up.
it, I'll take it.
Yeah. It's all in the closet in my classroom because I was like, this is taking up too much living space in my house and everything is digital now. But I just can't get rid of those CDs because it was literally like when I first moved here in '99, I had disposable income for the first time in my life, and I knew only like one person. So like, and that was my roommate who I've known since first grade, and he's a great guy, but fuck hanging out with him all the time. So I would just go to Atomic Records here in Burbank,
Yeah.
Penny Lane in Burbank,
Yeah.
and Backside Records in Burbank.
No.
And like every weekend, I would just like hit those 3 used record stores and be like, buying things will make me happy. It was a good choice to move to California. I'll be a published poet yet. Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Can you name just one of those sad indie rock bands?
Oh, well, they're all, let's see. I'm trying to think of who the mopiest was. Bedhead, which then turned into The New Year. They are like the saddest slowcore indie rock. Oh, goddamn, I love them so much. But yeah, so much. Morphine, just, yeah.
We had, because I was one of 4 kids, and like my parents' collection was sort of what we had. And so we used them like the way people use like trading cards. Like I had like Clapton, and then my sister got her hands on the Phil Collins. And so like we would just hoard them in our rooms. And if we wanted to hear one of the CDs, and then my parents never like, Allison, did you have our, whatever. And I'd be like, no. And then like it would just be like a scream, Samantha, like just down the line screaming at us to see who had the CD. And we all lied and said no. So my parents have like, if anyone ever went through my parents' music collection, they'd be like, these people have terrible music because we took all of their good music and like never gave them back,
My Aunt Michelle was the coolest with that. She actually really got me into the most music. It shut me into Nirvana and Green Day and Superchunk and all of these bands. And it was great because I didn't really have a lot of money buying CDs, so I would spend the weekends over there and we'd listen to all this music. And then she was just like, take what you need. And then eventually I just started taking all of her stuff. And then at one point she was like, oh, hey, there's a Blink 182 CD that, I don't mind if it disappears. So like, I don't know. When I was going through my iTunes collection after she had passed away a few years ago, she had given me like 150 CDs. And they're all like stuff I really cherish. Mm-hmm. It's like Nirvana's Nevermind, Jeff Buckley, like Superchunk again, the first Foo Fighters album, Exile in Guyville by Liz Phair, just like a lot of these fundamental blocks. So yeah, man, good stuff.
I'm glad we started on that tangent after Jett was trying very hard to wrap it up.
Yep. Well, on that note, I guess we'll actually wrap it up.
Yay.
In our previous episodes, everybody's given their info on how to find them, so I'm not going to go through that whole thing this time, especially because I think at least one person has stopped their recording process. Or that was a joke in the chat. Either way, I don't care.
No, I don't think he stopped it.
All right.
There are no jokes here.
So,
well, you can still find me at JP_Spence at Twitter. Just
ooh, somebody slipped that in under the radar. Well, I am Jared Lennon Kaufman because I never actually introduced myself in this entire podcast, but they call me Jett. Thank you all for joining me and joining one another on this fantastic journey through our Saturday night that lifts the veil on when we recorded this. It was a Saturday night.
Hey, Jett, should I start recording now?
Yeah, right now. Bye.
Anything's on. Oh, my. I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move